They lit up our screens, changed Hollywood forever, and inspired generations. But behind the fame, their stories ended in heartbreak. You won't believe how many iconic black actors gave everything to their craft, only to leave this world far too soon. From trailblazing pioneers who broke barriers to beloved stars whose final moments shocked the world, these legends shaped culture in ways most fans never knew. Why do some of their names fade into silence while others are immortalized in fame? Stay tuned, we're pulling back the curtain on the untold stories, hidden struggles, and devastating truths behind Hollywood's brightest black stars. Hit like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell, because what you're about to hear, Hollywood never wanted you to know. Thomas McCall Ford wasn't just an actor, he was a presence. Born on September 5, 1964, in Los Angeles, California, Ford rose from humble beginnings to become one of television's most beloved faces. To millions, he'll forever be remembered as Tommy Strawn, the smooth, sharp, and endlessly funny best friend on the hit sitcom Martin. With effortless charisma and impeccable comedic timing, Ford brought warmth and laughter into living rooms across America. His easygoing humor and laid-back charm made Tommy more than just a supporting role. He became the heartbeat of the show. But Ford's talent went far beyond comedy. He built a diverse career spanning television, film, and stage, appearing in New York Undercover, The Parkers, and memorable movies like Harlem Nights and Class Act. Off-screen, he dedicated himself to uplifting others, becoming a motivational speaker who inspired young people, especially in the African-American community, to dream bigger and live with purpose. Thomas Ford believed laughter was medicine, and he used his gift to heal, inspire, and remind people of their worth. That's what made his sudden passing on October 12, 2016, from complications of a ruptured abdominal aneurysm, all the more heartbreaking. At just 52, his light was gone far too soon. Yet even in death, Ford's legacy endures, through the laughter he created, the lives he touched, and the joy he left behind. To this day, fans still hear that classic line, "You ain't got no job, Tommy," and smile. Because for so many, Thomas McCall Ford wasn't just a character on TV, he was family. Roger E. Mosley wasn't just an actor, he was a force of charisma, talent, and quiet strength whose career spanned more than 50 years. Born on December 8, 1938, in Los Angeles, California, Mosley became a household name as Theodore T.C. Calvin, the loyal helicopter pilot on the iconic TV series Magnum, P.I., 1980 to 1988. Alongside Tom Selleck's magnetic lead, Mosley brought warmth, humor, and depth to his role, creating one of television's most beloved friendships. His portrayal of T.C. broke barriers at a time when strong, positive black characters were still a rarity on primetime television, and audiences loved him for it. But Mosley's talent reached far beyond Magnum, P.I. He made memorable appearances in classics like Sanford and Son, Starsky and Hutch, and Kojak, and starred in films such as The Mac and Leadbelly, where his natural intensity and authenticity shone through. A man of many gifts, Mosley didn't just act. He produced, directed, and mentored, leaving his fingerprint on every corner of the entertainment world. Tragically, in 2022, Mosley's remarkable journey came to an end after a car accident in Linwood, California, left him paralyzed from the shoulders down. He passed away on August 7, 2022, at the age of 83. His death marked the loss of a trailblazer, a pioneering black actor who proved that talent, integrity, and representation could change television forever. Roger E. Mosley's legacy continues to soar, much like the helicopters he once piloted across the skies of Magnum, P.I. Whitman Mayo wasn't just a familiar face on television, he was a symbol of warmth, humor, and heart. Born on November 15, 1930, in Atlanta, Georgia, Mayo's path to fame didn't come overnight. He worked his way up through the 1960s, taking small parts before landing the role that would define his legacy, Grady Wilson, the lovable, absent-minded sidekick to Red Fox's Fred Sanford on the hit sitcom Sanford and Son. With his trademark expressions and hilarious one-liners, Grady became more than a supporting character, he was a fan favorite. Mayo infused the role with such natural charm and down-home humor that audiences couldn't help but see a bit of Grady in someone they knew. His laughter was contagious, his timing impeccable, and his energy made every scene shine. But off-screen, Mayo had another calling. He was deeply passionate about education, dedicating his later years to teaching acting and inspiring young performers. He believed that storytelling was more than entertainment. It was a way to understand humanity. Through his mentorship, he passed on lessons about craft, discipline, and authenticity to a new generation of artists. Tragically, Whitman Mayo's life was cut short on May 22, 2001, when he passed away from heart failure at the age of 70. Yet his spirit lives on in every laugh he sparked and every student he guided. To this day, his portrayal of Grady Wilson remains one of television's most beloved performances, a timeless reminder that kindness, humor, and humility never go out of style. Bernie Mac wasn't just a comedian, he was a force of nature. Born Bernard Jeffrey McCullough on October 5, 1957, in the heart of Chicago, Illinois, Bernie rose from the city's south side with nothing but his wit, grit, and an unstoppable drive to make people laugh. His comedy wasn't polished or polite, it was real, unfiltered, honest. He told the truth the way only Bernie could, mixing raw street wisdom with warmth and heart. He started out hustling in small clubs, grinding through the stand-up circuit until his charisma could no longer be ignored. By the time The Bernie Mac Show hit television screens in 2001, America already knew this man was different. Playing a fictional version of himself, Bernie invited viewers into his chaotic, hilarious, and deeply human world as he raised his sister's 3 children. The show became a hit, earning him Emmy nominations and a place among comedy's all-time greats. But Bernie Mac's magic didn't stop there. On the big screen, he stole scenes in Ocean's 11, Bad Santa, and Guess Who, proving he could make audiences laugh, cry, and think, often all in the same breath. Behind the jokes, though, Bernie was fighting a private battle. For years, he lived with sarcoidosis, a disease that attacked his lungs and weakened his immune system. On August 9, 2008, at just 50 years old, Bernie Mac passed away from complications of pneumonia, a loss that stunned the world. Yet his laughter still echoes. His words, his swagger, his truth, they remain immortal. Bernie Mac didn't just tell jokes. He told life. And though he's gone, his legacy continues to make us laugh, think, and remember what real comedy sounds like. Ricky Harris was a powerhouse of talent, an actor, comedian, and voice artist whose humor carried both edge and heart. Born on October 5, 1962, in Long Beach, California, he grew up surrounded by the rhythm of the streets and the spirit of storytelling. That blend of street wisdom and natural charm made him unforgettable from the moment he hit the screen. Harris first caught audiences' attention with his sharp wit and larger-than-life personality on television hits like The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, Moesha, and Everybody Hates Chris. But it was his deep ties to the hip-hop community that made him a cultural icon. Appearing in countless Snoop Dogg music videos and collaborations, Ricky became more than just a comedian, he was part of the soundtrack of a generation. His comedy was raw, real, and unapologetically funny, the kind that spoke to anyone who'd ever had to laugh to keep from crying. And his voice? Instantly recognizable. Whether lending it to animated characters like the streetwise DJ on The Simpsons or bringing swagger to projects like Snoop Dogg's Hood of Horror, Harris turned every line into a performance. Behind the laughter was a man whose work radiated authenticity and heart. His range spanned from lighthearted sitcoms to gritty roles that revealed a deeper emotional core, making him one of those rare performers who could make you laugh hard one moment and think deeply the next. Tragically, Ricky Harris passed away on December 26, 2016, at just 54 years old, following a heart attack. His sudden death sent shockwaves through Hollywood and the hip-hop world alike. Friends and fans remembered him not only for his razor-sharp humor but also for his warmth, generosity, and the joy he brought to every set he stepped on. Though gone far too soon, Ricky's voice still echoes, in laughter, in music, and in memory. His legacy remains a shining reminder that true comedy comes from truth, and his truth was unforgettable. Ron Cephas Jones was more than an actor. He was a force of quiet brilliance whose voice, presence, and emotional depth left a mark on everyone who watched him. Born on January 8, 1957, in Paterson, New Jersey, Jones spent decades mastering his craft across theater, film, and television. But it was his unforgettable role as William Hill, the tender, broken father of Randall Pearson on This Is Us, that cemented his legacy in Hollywood. Through William, Jones delivered one of television's most heartfelt portrayals of love, loss, and redemption. His raw vulnerability and poetic calm captivated audiences and critics alike, earning him 2 Primetime Emmy Awards, including one in 2018 for Outstanding Guest Actor in a Drama Series. Long before television fame, Jones was a commanding figure on the New York stage, where he brought soul and gravity to plays like Jitney and The Piano Lesson. Every performance felt like a masterclass in empathy, a glimpse into the soul of a man who understood human pain and beauty in equal measure. His ability to breathe truth into complex characters made him a legend among peers and audiences alike. Even as he battled chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, COPD, and underwent a double lung transplant in 2020, Ron never stopped performing. He returned to the screen with the same quiet fire that defined his career, proof that his spirit could not be dimmed by illness or time. When Ron Cephas Jones passed away on August 19, 2023, at the age of 66, Hollywood didn't just lose an actor. It lost a soul stirrer, a storyteller, and a man who turned pain into poetry. His life was a lesson in resilience, his art a testament to grace under fire, and his legacy unforgettable. Gregory Hines wasn't just a dancer, he was rhythm in human form. Born on February 14, 1946, in New York City, Hines came into the world with music practically pulsing through his veins. Growing up in a family of performers, he took his first steps onto the stage as a child, performing alongside his brother Maurice and their father in the act, Hines, and Dad. What began as a family routine soon transformed into the foundation of one of the most dazzling careers in American entertainment. As he matured, Hines revolutionized tap dancing. His style was fearless, melding classic tap with jazz improvisation, modern groove, and raw emotion. He didn't just perform steps, he told stories with his feet. His sound was loose, expressive, and alive, earning him acclaim as one of the most inventive dancers of all time. But Hines's artistry stretched far beyond the stage. On film, he lit up the screen in The Cotton Club, 1984, and White Nights, 1985, where his electric chemistry with Mikhail Baryshnikov gave audiences an unforgettable blend of athleticism and soul. On Broadway, his performance in Jelly's Last Jam earned him a Tony Award, solidifying his legacy as a powerhouse of both movement and emotion. Behind the charisma and rhythm, Hines carried a quiet sense of purpose. He was determined to keep tap dancing alive for a new generation. His presence inspired young performers of color to see that tap wasn't just an art form, it was a voice. Tragically, Gregory Hines passed away on August 9, 2003, at just 57 years old after battling liver cancer. Yet even in death, his beat hasn't stopped. Every shuffle, slide, and syncopated tap that echoes today carries a piece of his soul. Gregory Hines didn't just dance, he changed the rhythm of American culture forever. Lee Thompson Young wasn't just another young actor, he was a rising star whose light burned too brightly, too soon. Born on February 1, 1984, in Columbia, South Carolina, Lee showed rare promise from an early age. His big break came when he landed the lead role in Disney Channel's hit series The Famous Jet Jackson. As the cool, confident teen hero balancing stardom with normal life, Young became a role model for countless kids growing up in the late 90s. His charm, talent, and sincerity made him unforgettable. But Lee's gift reached far beyond Disney. He grew into a versatile actor, taking on more mature roles, including his beloved portrayal of Detective Barry Frost on Rizzoli and Isles. Fans admired his warmth and quiet strength, while his colleagues spoke of his professionalism and genuine kindness. Hollywood saw in him not just talent, but longevity, the kind of actor who could do it all. Then, in August 2013, tragedy struck. Lee Thompson Young was found dead at just 29 years old. The news sent shockwaves through the entertainment world. Behind the smile that once inspired millions, he had been battling bipolar disorder and depression, silent storms that few ever saw. His death, ruled a suicide, became a heartbreaking reminder that even those who seem to have it all may be fighting unseen battles. To this day, Lee is remembered not only as the boy who played Jet Jackson, but as a kind soul who brought authenticity, grace, and heart to everything he touched. His story remains both a triumph and a tragedy, a brilliant star whose legacy continues to shine long after his final curtain call. Nelson Ellis was more than just an actor. He was a quiet force of nature. Born on November 23, 1977, in the United States, Ellis had a gift for disappearing into his characters, bringing them to life with a rare mix of intensity, honesty, and soul. Every role he touched, whether dramatic or comedic, carried his unmistakable signature, quiet power and emotional truth. From the stage to the screen, Ellis moved effortlessly between worlds, commanding attention without ever demanding it. His performances weren't loud, they were lived in. You could feel the heartbeat of every scene he was in. Colleagues often said he had a way of making even the smallest roles unforgettable, turning brief moments into lasting memories. But behind his calm demeanor was a man deeply committed to his craft, determined to represent humanity in all its beauty and pain. Fans loved him not just for his talent, but for his warmth, humility, and the kindness he shared with everyone on set. Tragically, on October 9, 2017, at just 39 years old, Nelson Ellis's light was gone far too soon. His death sent shockwaves through Hollywood, a painful reminder of how fragile brilliance can be. Though his career was short, his legacy remains powerful. Ellis left behind a body of work that continues to move hearts and inspire artists who followed. He may be gone, but his spirit and his art will never fade. Chadwick Boseman wasn't just an actor, he was a movement. Born on November 29, 1976, in Anderson, South Carolina, he carried a quiet fire that would one day ignite the world. From the baseball diamond in 42 as Jackie Robinson, to the soulful stage in Get On Up as James Brown, to the courtroom in Marshall as Thurgood Marshall, Boseman didn't just play history, he embodied it. Every role was a statement of pride, power, and purpose. But it was Black Panther that transformed him into something greater than a movie star. As King T'Challa, he gave the world a hero who looked like the people who had long been unseen. For millions, he became a symbol of strength, dignity, and possibility. Have you ever been more inspired by a fictional character than by a real-life person? Chadwick Boseman blurred that line, because in him, fiction and faith, hero and human, became one. Off-screen, he was every bit the hero he portrayed, humble, disciplined, and quietly battling a fight the world knew nothing about. When he passed on August 28, 2020, at just 43 years old, the news shattered hearts around the globe. Few knew that for 4 years he had faced colon cancer with unshakable grace, filming blockbuster after blockbuster even as his body weakened. Chadwick Boseman's legacy lives beyond film. He was a trailblazer, a storyteller, and a symbol of courage under fire. He redefined what it meant to be powerful, not through noise or fame, but through purpose, integrity, and faith. Even in death, he continues to inspire millions to rise, fight, and believe. Wakanda may be forever, but so is Chadwick Boseman's light. John Beasley wasn't just an actor, he was a storyteller with a soul. Born on June 26, 1943, in Omaha, Nebraska, Beasley spent decades bringing humanity and quiet strength to every role he touched. Whether playing a wise mentor or a man wrestling with his own demons, he had that rare gift of making audiences feel something real. Many remember him as John Lee from the beloved TV series Everwood, a role that showcased his ability to blend warmth, authority, and emotional honesty in a way that left viewers deeply moved. But Beasley's reach went far beyond television. He graced the big screen in unforgettable films like The Color Purple and Rudy, proving he could shine in both drama and inspiration with equal grace. Every time he appeared on screen, he carried a quiet gravitas, the kind that doesn't demand attention but earns it naturally. His performances reminded us that true greatness often lives in subtlety, in truth, in heart. Beyond the lights and cameras, John Beasley was a teacher and mentor, passionately guiding young actors and advocating for arts education. He led not just with talent, but with humility and compassion, showing that success means little without kindness. When he passed away on February 16, 2020, at the age of 79, the world didn't just lose an actor, it lost a bridge between generations of storytellers. His legacy endures in every scene, every student he inspired, and every heart he touched. John Beasley showed us that you don't need to chase the spotlight to shine. Sometimes, the light finds you, because you've earned it. Michael K. Williams wasn't just an actor, he was a force of nature. Born on November 22, 1966, in Brooklyn, New York, he grew into one of the most magnetic and unforgettable performers of his generation. With that signature scar tracing his face and a gaze that carried both pain and wisdom, Williams had the rare gift of making audiences feel the humanity inside even the most conflicted souls. His breakout as Omar Little on The Wire was nothing short of revolutionary. A gun-toting outlaw with a strict moral code who redefined what a TV antihero could be. Later, in Boardwalk Empire, he channeled quiet intensity as Chalky White, proving that vulnerability and power can exist in the same breath. But beyond the screen, Williams's courage shone even brighter. He spoke openly about his battles with addiction and trauma, using his fame to shed light on the darkness so many others faced in silence. His honesty didn't just inspire, it healed. On film, his artistry continued to deepen. From 12 Years a Slave to Inherent Vice and Lovecraft Country, he sought out stories that mattered, stories that gave voice to pain, dignity, and redemption. Tragically, on September 6, 2021, the world lost Michael K. Williams at just 54. His death left a void that still echoes through Hollywood and beyond. Yet, his legacy lives on, in every role that made us question our own humanity and in every person who saw themselves reflected in his truth. Michael K. Williams will forever be remembered not just for the roles he played, but for the raw honesty, empathy, and fearless spirit that made him unforgettable. Robert Guillaume was more than an actor. He was a force of nature whose presence lit up every stage and screen he touched. Born on November 30, 1927, Guillaume rose from humble beginnings to become one of television's most respected and pioneering figures. His portrayal of Benson Du Bois on the hit sitcom Soap and its spin-off Benson wasn't just funny, it was groundbreaking. With razor-sharp wit, elegance, and quiet authority, Guillaume redefined what a black man could be on American television during the 1970s and 80s. Benson wasn't a caricature, he was smart, confident, and in control, and audiences loved him for it. But Guillaume's brilliance didn't stop at the small screen. A classically trained performer, he conquered the stage with equal power, winning a Tony Award in 1979 for his commanding role in The Great White Hope. And for millions of fans around the world, his voice became unforgettable as Rafiki in Disney's The Lion King, a wise and soulful guide whose words, "It is time," still echo through generations. Behind the fame was a man of quiet resilience. In an industry that often limited opportunities for black performers, Guillaume broke barrier after barrier with grace, discipline, and undeniable talent. He continued to work deep into his 80s, proving that greatness has no expiration date. When Robert Guillaume passed away on October 24, 2017, at the age of 89, he left behind more than performances, he left a blueprint for excellence. His legacy lives on in every actor who dares to be both brilliant and dignified, and in every fan who still smiles when they hear that unforgettable voice say, "Remember who you are." Michael Clark Duncan wasn't just a giant in stature, he was a giant in heart, talent, and soul. Born on December 10, 1957, in Chicago, Illinois, Duncan stood at 6 feet 5 inches tall, a figure that commanded attention the moment he walked into a room. But behind that towering frame was a gentle spirit and a rare emotional depth that made him unforgettable on screen. He rose to fame with his breakout performance as John Coffey in The Green Mile, 1999, a role that earned him an Academy Award nomination for Best Supporting Actor. As the soft-spoken prisoner with supernatural compassion, Duncan moved millions around the world, proving that true strength often hides behind kindness. Beyond his iconic dramatic roles, Duncan showed remarkable range. He brought humor and warmth to comedies and action films alike, and even lent his deep, soulful voice to beloved animated characters in Brother Bear and Kung Fu Panda. His presence on television was just as magnetic, with guest appearances and hosting roles that showcased his humor, charm, and humanity. Off-screen, Duncan was known for his generosity and humility. He mentored young actors, inspired fans, and carried himself with the same grace that defined his most moving performances. Those who knew him often said that Michael didn't just play heroes, he was one. Tragically, on September 3, 2012, the world lost that light when Duncan passed away at the age of 54 after suffering a heart attack. Yet his legacy continues to live on through every film, every smile, and every tear he inspired. Michael Clarke Duncan remains a timeless symbol of what happens when strength meets sincerity, a man whose authenticity, talent, and compassion left an indelible mark on Hollywood and on all who were lucky enough to witness his greatness. Sidney Poitier wasn't just an actor, he was a revolution in motion. Born on February 20, 1927, in Miami, Florida, and raised in the sun-baked fields of the Bahamas, Poitier came from humble beginnings that shaped his unshakable character. As a teenager, he moved to the United States with little more than determination in his pocket. He washed dishes, took odd jobs, and dreamed of something bigger, until he found his calling on the stage. At the American Negro Theater in New York City, his talent burned through every barrier the industry tried to place in front of him. Hollywood in the 1950s wasn't built for men who looked like Sidney Poitier, but he refused to let that stop him. In 1963, he made history, becoming the first black man to win the Academy Award for Best Actor for his performance in Lilies of the Field. Every role he chose carried a purpose. Poitier refused to play stereotypes. Instead, he brought to life men of integrity, intellect, and quiet defiance, characters who demanded respect in a world that often denied it. From A Raisin in the Sun to In the Heat of the Night and Guess Who's Coming to Dinner, he used cinema as a weapon for dignity and change. But Poitier's influence didn't stop at the screen. Off-camera, he became an outspoken advocate for civil rights, walking alongside Martin Luther King Jr. and lending his voice to the movement for equality. Later, he served as the Bahamian ambassador to Japan, carrying his same calm authority and grace into diplomacy. Sidney Poitier passed away on January 6, 2022, at the age of 94, but his light didn't fade. It spread. His legacy remains a testament to courage, class, and conviction, proof that greatness isn't measured by fame, but by the doors you open for others. Richard Roundtree wasn't just an actor, he was a revolution in motion. Born on July 9, 1942, in New Rochelle, New York, he began his journey in modeling and theater before blazing onto the big screen with a role that would forever change Hollywood's image of black masculinity. When Shaft hit theaters in 1971, Roundtree didn't just play John Shaft, he became him. With effortless swagger, sharp suits, and a look that could silence a room, Roundtree turned the private detective into a symbol of cool, confidence, and black empowerment. The film not only defined the blaxploitation era, it redefined what it meant to be a leading man, strong, intelligent, unapologetically proud. Audiences around the world saw in Shaft something Hollywood had long denied them, a black hero who didn't need saving, one who commanded respect. Roundtree's performance sparked a cultural movement that shaped fashion, music, and attitude, inspiring generations to stand taller and speak louder. But Richard Roundtree's greatness didn't end there. Beyond Shaft, he built a remarkable career spanning decades, from The Color Purple, 1985, to Blue Hill Avenue, 2001, and countless TV appearances that showcased his depth and versatility. No matter the role, he brought dignity and fire to the screen. Off-camera, Roundtree used his fame to fight for better representation, urging Hollywood to open its doors wider for people of color. His presence wasn't just powerful, it was purposeful. When Richard Roundtree passed away in October 2023 at the age of 81, the world didn't just lose a movie star. It lost a pioneer who broke barriers, redefined manhood, and inspired millions. His legacy lives on in every actor who dares to be bold, every story that centers pride, and every fan who still hums that unforgettable Shaft theme. Harry Belafonte wasn't just a singer or an actor, he was a movement. Born on March 1, 1927, in Harlem, New York, and raised between the United States and Jamaica, Belafonte carried within him a rare blend of cultures that shaped his art and his purpose. In the 1950s, he burst onto the world stage with his electrifying rendition of Day-O, the Banana Boat song, introducing calypso to mainstream audiences and becoming the first black entertainer to achieve such global fame. His smooth baritone and magnetic stage presence made him a star, but his conscience made him a legend. Far beyond the spotlight, Belafonte became a fearless voice for justice. He stood shoulder to shoulder with Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., funding marches, organizing rallies, and using his fame to amplify the civil rights movement. Later, he helped unite the world through humanitarian projects, including the iconic 1985 charity anthem, "We Are the World." On screen, Belafonte shattered barriers with groundbreaking films like Carmen Jones, 1954, and Island in the Sun, 1957, roles that dared to show black characters with dignity, desire, and complexity, a radical act in segregated Hollywood. Throughout his 96 years, Belafonte embodied the belief that art could be a weapon for change. His voice wasn't just heard in music or movies, it echoed in protests, in speeches, and in hearts around the world. When he passed away in April 2023, he left behind not just a body of work, but a blueprint for courage, creativity, and compassion. Harry Belafonte proved that true greatness isn't measured by fame, it's defined by the difference you make. Kyle Jean-Baptiste's story was one of blazing brilliance and heartbreaking brevity. Born on December 3, 1993, in Brooklyn, New York, Kyle grew up surrounded by rhythm, energy, and a boundless love for the stage. From school performances to community theater, he carried within him a voice that could move mountains and a soul destined for greatness. In 2015, at just 21 years old, Kyle shattered Broadway barriers, becoming the youngest actor and the first African-American to ever portray Jean Valjean in Les Miserables. That night, history didn't just happen, it sang. His voice soared across the stage, powerful and pure, carrying with it the hopes of every young dreamer who ever felt unseen. Critics praised his emotional depth and commanding presence, while audiences rose to their feet in awe. Offstage, Kyle was known for his humility, warmth, and generosity. He mentored younger students, shared his passion openly, and reminded everyone around him that dreams were worth chasing, no matter how impossible they seemed. But just as his star was beginning to rise, tragedy struck. On August 29, 2015, Kyle's life was tragically cut short after a fall from a fire escape. He was only 21. Though his time on Earth was brief, his impact was profound. Kyle Jean-Baptiste proved that courage and talent can break through any ceiling. His legacy continues to echo on Broadway and beyond, a shining reminder that representation matters, dreams are worth daring, and even a short life can leave an everlasting light. Moses J. Mosley's life, though heartbreakingly brief, continues to shine through the lives he touched and the hearts he inspired. Born in 1991, Moses was a rare soul, a blend of sharp intelligence, creativity, and genuine warmth. From an early age, his curiosity about the world was boundless. He loved solving problems, thinking outside the box, and lifting up those around him. Friends often said he had a gift for making even the most complex ideas feel simple, and he shared that gift generously, mentoring younger peers and volunteering his time to guide others toward their own light. Just as Moses was stepping into the full promise of his potential, tragedy struck. He was working on personal projects, chasing new dreams, and finally beginning to see his hard work bloom. Those who knew him remember an energy that filled every room, an enthusiasm so contagious that it made people believe in themselves. Even when life tested him, Moses remained compassionate, resilient, and humble, a quiet force of kindness that left an indelible mark on everyone he met. When Moses J. Mosley passed away in 2022 at just 31 years old, it felt as though the world had lost a rising star far too soon. Yet his legacy endures, not in years lived, but in the lives changed. His story reminds us how fragile life can be, how important it is to nurture our gifts, and how the power of one person's spirit can echo long after they're gone. Moses's memory lives on through every act of generosity, every spark of creativity, and every person who dares to make the world a little brighter, just as he did. Paul Winfield was more than an actor. He was a force of nature whose artistry transcended the screen. Born in 1939 in Los Angeles, he discovered his love for performance early on, driven by a hunger to tell stories that mattered. Over the next 4 decades, Winfield built a remarkable career that spanned film, television, and theater, delivering performances defined by power, grace, and emotional truth. Audiences knew him not just for his talent, but for his soul. Whether in his Oscar-nominated role in Sounder or his unforgettable work on stage and television, Winfield brought humanity to every character he touched. He didn't just act, he inhabited lives, giving voice to people whose stories might otherwise have been forgotten. Colleagues spoke of his generosity, his professionalism, and his unwavering belief in uplifting others. Beyond his craft, Winfield became a passionate advocate for diversity in Hollywood, challenging the system to see African-American actors as more than stereotypes. His courage helped open doors for future generations, proving that authenticity and dignity could break barriers where fame alone could not. Despite personal challenges, Paul Winfield never wavered in his devotion to his art. When he passed away in 2004 at the age of 64, the world lost not just a gifted actor, but a man whose work reshaped the conversation around race, representation, and resilience. His legacy endures, etched into every performance, every scene, every soul he ever touched. John Witherspoon wasn't just a comedian, he was a force of nature. Born in 1942 in Detroit, Michigan, he grew up with laughter in his soul and rhythm in his voice. From smoky stand-up stages to Hollywood soundstages, Witherspoon carved out a career defined by sharp wit, magnetic charm, and that unforgettable delivery only he could master. His rise through comedy wasn't just about telling jokes, it was about telling truths, with humor that cut through everyday life and made audiences see themselves in his punchlines. Whether he was playing the loud, lovable father in the Friday film series or delivering side-splitting moments in the Wayans Brothers, John Witherspoon didn't just perform, he connected. He had that rare gift of making you laugh one moment and think the next. But behind the laughs was an artist who deeply understood people. He brought heart to comedy and warmth to every role, blending humor with humanity in a way few ever could. Beyond his screen presence, he became a mentor to a new generation of Black comedians, always sharing wisdom, always lifting others up. When John Witherspoon passed away in 2019 at 77, the world didn't just lose a funny man. It lost a storyteller, a trailblazer, and a teacher. His laughter still echoes through our screens, reminding us that true comedy doesn't just entertain, it unites, heals, and lives forever. Robin Harris wasn't just funny, he was unforgettable. Born in 1953 in Chicago, Illinois, he turned the struggles and humor of everyday Black life into something magical. His comedy wasn't about fancy setups or polished scripts. It was raw, real, and straight from the soul. Harris had that rare gift of making people laugh while making them feel something. With his expressive face, sharp wit, and lightning-fast timing, he could turn even a simple story into a masterpiece of rhythm and punchlines. By the 1980s, Robin had become one of the defining voices of urban comedy. His legendary BBS Kids routine, a wild, hilarious take on parenting and street life, cemented his place in stand-up history. The bit was so iconic it later inspired an animated movie, proving that Harris's humor transcended the stage. On screen, he brought the same authenticity and warmth to movies like Do the Right Thing and House Party, where even his brief appearances left lasting impressions. Tragically, Harris's life was cut short in 1990 at just 36 years old. But his influence didn't fade, it multiplied. Comedians like Eddie Murphy, Martin Lawrence, and Bernie Mac have all cited Robin Harris as an inspiration, a pioneer who showed that comedy could be both brutally honest and deeply human. Robin Harris didn't just tell jokes, he told truths, wrapped in laughter. His legacy reminds us that great comedy isn't about fame or fortune, it's about connection, culture, and the courage to turn pain into punchlines. Even decades later, his voice still echoes in every comedian who dares to keep it real. James Avery wasn't just an actor, he was a force of nature wrapped in warmth, wisdom, and authority. Born on November 27, 1945, in Suffolk, Virginia, Avery's journey from a small-town dreamer to one of television's most respected figures was nothing short of inspiring. His love for the arts led him to a career that spanned decades, touching theater, film, and animation. But it was his unforgettable portrayal of Philip Banks on The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air that immortalized him in pop culture. As the stern yet loving uncle to Will Smith's character, Avery gave audiences more than just laughs. He gave life lessons. His powerful delivery, emotional depth, and commanding presence made Uncle Phil a symbol of integrity, strength, and unconditional love for millions of viewers. Every line he spoke carried the weight of truth, every scene radiated heart. That was the magic of James Avery. Beyond his iconic TV role, Avery proved his versatility across genres. He lent his rich, booming voice to beloved characters in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and Spider-Man, the animated series, showcasing the same passion and precision that defined his on-screen work. Whether in a drama, sitcom, or cartoon, Avery brought soul to every performance, a rare gift few actors ever master. Off-screen, his life was equally remarkable. A proud U.S. Navy veteran and lifelong advocate for the arts, Avery championed programs that empowered young creators and uplifted his community. When he passed away on December 31, 2013, at the age of 68, the entertainment world lost not just a performer, but a mentor, a storyteller, and a man of profound grace. Today, James Avery's legacy endures, not just through reruns or voiceovers, but through the lessons he left behind. His work reminds us that true greatness in acting doesn't come from fame, but from authenticity, heart, and the courage to connect. He remains an enduring symbol of what television and humanity can be at its very best. Tom "Tiny" Lister Jr. was larger than life, a towering figure whose presence could dominate a screen or light up a room. Born on June 24, 1958, in Compton, California, Lister first caught the public's eye through professional wrestling, where his massive frame and fierce charisma made him unforgettable. But it was his breakout role as Debo, the neighborhood bully in the cult classic Friday films, that turned him into a pop culture icon. At 6 feet 5 inches, with that trademark scowl and booming voice, Lister brought a perfect balance of menace and humor, the kind of character you feared and loved at the same time. That was his gift. He made villains human, even likable. Beyond Friday, he built a career that crossed every genre, appearing in The Fifth Element, The Dark Knight, In Living Color, and dozens more, effortlessly moving from action to comedy, from big-screen thrillers to heartfelt cameos. His talents went beyond acting. Lister lent his voice to animation, starred in music videos, and became a motivational figure off-screen. Despite his intimidating looks, those who knew him spoke of a gentle giant, a man of faith, humor, and generosity who encouraged others to stay strong and never give up. Tragically, Tom Lister Jr. passed away on December 10, 2020, at the age of 62 due to heart complications. Yet his spirit lives on in every fan who still quotes Debo's lines and in every actor inspired by his drive and authenticity. He proved that true strength isn't just about muscle or size, it's about heart, humility, and the ability to make others believe in you. Bill Nunn was never the loudest man in the room, but his presence was unforgettable. Born on October 20, 1953, in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, Nunn brought quiet power and emotional truth to every role he touched. His performances weren't flashy, they were felt. To audiences around the world, he'll forever be Radio Raheem, the towering, tragic heart of Spike Lee's 1989 classic, Do the Right Thing. With little dialogue but overwhelming intensity, Nunn turned a simple character into a symbol of pride, injustice, and the pain that still echoes through American streets today. That's the genius of Bill Nunn. He could move you without ever raising his voice. Beyond that defining role, he proved his versatility in films like New Jack City, Sister Act, and countless others, gliding effortlessly between crime, comedy, and drama. On television, his guest appearances in shows such as Law and Order and Homicide, Life on the Street were brief but always memorable, each scene elevated by his quiet mastery. Those who worked with him often spoke of his discipline, humility, and the deep respect he carried for the craft. Nunn didn't chase the spotlight, he anchored it. Sadly, Bill Nunn passed away on September 24, 2016, at just 62 years old. But his spirit still lives through every frame of film he graced. His legacy reminds us that sometimes the most powerful performances are whispered, not shouted. Bill Nunn wasn't just a supporting actor, he was a force of honesty in a world full of pretense. From Radio Raheem to New Jack City, he left behind a body of work that still speaks to the soul. Clapperboard, thanks for watching. Leave your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more stories that keep the legacy of true artists alive.